We all have that one kid in our class who always has to be right, or you're just lucky enough to get into a good class. Say, if they get something wrong, they'll go like, oh, I was gonna say that. Were you, Billy? Were you? Or, if someone else gets the answer right, they go, yeah, I was going to say that as well. Were you? Now, mate, were you? Oh my god, and we can't forget the teacher's pet. So, say if it was reading time and some kids were talking, we would go, shh, 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 shh. Boy, you ain't the teacher! Let the teacher do its job!
Some teachers just really get on my nerves, you know? I don't know what planet they're on, but they definitely are just built different. Here's an example. When you need to go to the toilet, you politely put your hand up and say, Miss, can I go to the toilet?
No, you should have gone at lunch.
I'm sorry, Karen, but I can't control my bladder. You know, at lunch, when I'm eating and drinking, it gets digested, and then later on, I need to go to the toilet. It will take me 5 minutes at max. Probably not even 5 minutes. Considering our lessons are like an hour long, I'm sure that's not too much of an issue, is it? And then sometimes they're just like, okay, but you need to wait until so-and-so gets back. I need to go to the toilet. I don't care about talking to anyone. I want to go to the toilet. I don't care about that. What do you think we're going to do in there? Just sit and chat for the rest of the lesson? No. Is it just me? Like, when you're watching YouTube or like anything that has adverts, and an advert pops up, and it's just like, writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's wordy and hard to read. It's like, no! I don't want Grammarly! I can write! I can read! I don't need this! And then it has the audacity to be like, are you sure you want to skip this advert? Yes, I'm sure I want to skip it! You know when you're playing Roblox with your friends and they're like, oh, what game do you want to play? And you're like, oh, I don't mind, you pick. And they're like, oh no, I picked last night, you picked tonight. So you just pick a random game, let's use Murder Mystery, for example. And you're like, oh, let's play Murder Mystery. And then your friend's like, I don't like that game. Well, don't tell me to pick the game then. If you don't like the game that I want to play, don't ask me to pick the game in the first place if you're not gonna play the game I want to play. So then you suggest another game, like, oh, let's play Royal High. I don't like Royal High. No. If you want me to pick the game, you gotta be happy with the things that I tell you. You gotta be happy with the game that I pick. Because if you're just gonna say no to all the games that I pick, what's the point in asking me to pick? Chloe, I know you're probably gonna see this, and I know you're listening to this. I will come for you, and I will find you.
I don't get embarrassed often, but when I do, it's pretty embarrassing. You know when you think someone's waving at you and you wave back and it turns out they were waving to someone beside you or behind you? Well, that has happened to me so many times I can barely count. But here's something that happened to me at the mall. This girl was probably talking to her friend and she called out my name. So I turned around and looked at them and they were just talking to each other until they stopped and turned around to look at me. And they had the weirdest expression on their faces, and I realized they weren't talking to me. Yeah, don't make the same mistake as I did. It is so annoying when you're over at a friend's house, and you're literally starving since you haven't had any food for hours. And, you know, you can't just go down to their fridge and grab some food. But then, the worst part is when their mom comes up asking if we want any snacks. And your friend says, no, we're not hungry. Huh? When did I say I was not hungry? I'm sitting here as if I haven't eaten since 1969. And if you do say you're hungry, your friend goes like, Mom, Helena said she wants some food. Just stop. Let me jump out the window real quick.